This is a plastic bottle, a simple item we use every day, yet it represents a massive environmental problem. In the Philippines, approximately 2.7 million tons of plastic waste are produced each year. Out of that amount, around 20% ends up in our oceans. According to an article by Luis Lugas Vicasono, the Philippines contributes 36% of plastic waste that ends up in the world's oceans, making the country the number one polluter of the world's seas. This growing issue stems from the country's high dependence on single-use plastics, particularly multi-layer sachets and pouches. Because these items are cheap and convenient, they have become a daily necessity for many households. But this has led the Philippines to become what experts call a sachet economy. By some estimates, the Philippines consume about 163 million sachets every single day, a number that continues to rise and worsen the alarming levels of marine plastic pollution across the country. The plastic waste crisis is not just an environmental concern. It affects our health, our fishermen, and our future. The plastic that ends up in the ocean breaks down into microplastic that contaminate fish and other seafood, eventually making their way into the food we eat. For local fishermen, plastic pollution damages coral reefs, reduces fish populations, and threatening their livelihoods. The problem goes beyond what we see. It impacts ecosystems, communities, and the next generation of Filipinos. But the question remains, can we still turn the tide?
Nakakaapekto. Unang-una, nakakaapekto talaga sa mga wawalis kasi 4:30 pa lang dito may nagwawalis na eh. Oo, yun, nagagalit sila, sabi marami raw plastic. Eh, ang plastic naman kasi nagagaling sa dagat. Kahapon, malakas yung hangin. May basura. Umaano rito. Kaya minsan maraming plastic dyan. Sinasagot ko naman yung nagwawali. Sabi ko, sa galing yan dun sa sa dagat. Pag kami naman dito, nagwawalis naman kami kasi sabi ng namin dito, tapat linis nyo, tinutulungan namin nagwawalis yung iba. Kaya nakakatulong din kami rin sa kanila.
Yung ano po, yung meron po bang epekto yung plastic po dito po sa tindahan niyo po?
Kasi minsan pag may mga customer, pag makalat ang harapan mo, siyempre may mga customer naman, ay, dumi dyan, huwag na tayo bumili dyan, di ba? Kailangan, laging sa tapat mo malinis, para yung customer naman, ay, malinis dito tayo bibili ng food, di ba?
Nakakaano po
Pag madumi, kailangan, pawalisan mo, siyempre, yung iba naman talaga, hindi mo rin yung mga isip ng tao, may mamaarte, meron naman hindi. Siyempre, pag medyo maarte, medyo makalat doon tayo sa iba. Yung iba naman, okay lang yan, kahit makalat, kasi nagugutom.
During World Environment Day this year, Maria Antonia Yulo Loizaga, the Secretary of the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, at the time emphasized the Philippines' significant contribution to global plastic waste production. Loizaga noted that 12 out of 24% of the country's 61 metric tons of waste generated each day are made of plastic. Out of that total, about 33% ends up in our landfills and dump sites, while around 35% goes into open environment waterways and eventually the oceans. These figures reveal how much our waste is still not properly managed and how easily plastics find their way into nature. Araw-araw po ba ganun kadaming basura yung nalilinis?
Yes.
Ganun po araw-araw.
Sa dami ng ilog sa ating sa buong Muntinlupa. Kasi ang hawak namin, mula to na sa hanggang sukat. Downstream to upstream. May mga village din kami na may mga ilog dyan. So pag nag-request sila, pupunta namin automatic yun.
Ganun po araw-araw, 3 oras po kayo naglilinis.
Maghapon yun. Kanina ginawa lang namin sa loob ng 3 hours. May isang area.
So, meron po ibang area. Nangyari po sa area ko ito, isang araw po, sa iba na sa susunod.
May scheduling na lang ang ginagawa namin. Scheduling na lang ang ginagawa. Kung madumi sa kabilang area, i-schedule namin sila. schedule. Kasi minsan ang pinakamarami naming iris ang araw, 3. Depende yan kung ang basura dun sa isang area is konti lang, lipat kami sa kabila, lipat kami sa kabila. Minsan 2, minsan 1 lang pag sobrang dami.
The numbers are clear. The Philippines face a serious plastic waste problem. But acknowledging this reality is the first step toward change. Our actions today will determine whether we continue to drown in our own waste or rise together to protect our oceans and our future. Plastics are one of the most common materials in our lives. Their creation starts deep beneath the ground. Their raw materials, mainly crude oil and natural gas, are extracted from the earth, and sometimes even coal plays a role. These natural resources are complex mixtures that made up of thousands of compounds all waiting to be transformed. Once extracted, crude oil is sent to refineries, where it is heated in giant furnaces. Inside tall distillation towers, the crude oil separates into lighter parts called fractions. Each fraction has its own use, but one is especially important. Naphtha, a key ingredient in making plastics. Natural gas can also serve as an alternative starting material. This is where our journey truly begins. This is the point where raw fossil fuels are converted into basic chemicals needed to create plastics. From naphtha and natural gas, chemists extract monomers, tiny simple molecules that hold great potential. To make plastics, these monomers are linked together in a process called polymerization. When joined, they form polymers, long and repeating chains that give plastic their strength, flexibility, and durability. There are two main ways this process happens. First is addition polymerization, where one monomer connects to the next, then another, and so on, building a chain one unit at a time. This produces common plastics such as polyethylene, polystyrene, and PVC, which are used in packaging pipes and household items. The second method is condensation polymerization, where two or more different monomers join together, releasing a small byproduct like water at each step. This creates materials such as polyester and nylon, which are found in clothing, films, and even engineering parts. Once the polymers are formed, they move into compounding, the stage of preparation. Here, the polymers are melted, blended with additives, and shaped into small pellets. These pellets may look ordinary, but they are the building block for nearly every plastic product we use today. In factories around the world, the plastic pellets from polymers begin a new stage in their journey. They are heated once again, pressed, molded, and extruded into countless finished goods. Bottles that hold water and soft drinks, sachets that package daily essentials, containers, films, castings, and many other objects. Each product is carefully made out of specific properties of strength, flexibility, color, and texture, all to suit the needs of modern life. But after their use, most of these plastic products are thrown away after just one use. We dispose them and move on, rarely thinking about what happens next. Much of this plastic waste ends up in our landfills, while a large portion escapes into rivers, waterways, and eventually the ocean. Once discarded plastic reach the environment, they begin to cause serious harm, affecting not just nature, but also human health and livelihood. One major consequence is the spread of microplastics. These tiny fragments have infiltrated ecosystems everywhere, contaminating soil, water, and air. They disrupt nutrient cycles, hinder plant growth, and affect aquatic life by clinging to coral reefs and disturbing the feeding habits of marine organisms. A study even found that coral reefs exposed to plastics are 89% more likely to develop diseases due to pathogen contamination. Plastic pollution also severely impacts marine life. Many marine organisms, including fish vital to local diets, mistake plastic for food and ingest it. The ingestion of microplastics have been recorded in numerous species, causing both external and internal injuries, digestive blockages, and even death.
Ito namang marine life, ang apekto po nito, lalo na mga isda natin, mga isda dyan sa lawa, once na ang tubig ay polluted at maraming basura, nawawalan niya ng oxygen. So, nagiging cause of fish kill na tinatawag. So, kaya yung mga isda, nagkakaroon ng hindi sila makakakuha ng tamang oxygen para sa kanila. So, yun ang nagiging dyan yung basura. Nagiging less yung oxygen ng tubig. Pero sa ngayon, since nga 2013, ang mga ilog natin nung araw, noong 2013, halos walang isda. Pero itong 2020 na halos tinagaan namin, after 3 years, 2016, napalabas namin yung tubig. So, after 2016, nakakita na kami ng nabubuhay na isa sa mga ilog. So, kaya nga, malaking progreso na yung nawalang basura sa mga kailugan. Kaya, kung maaari, na yung mensahe na may bibigay sa mga community na kung maaari, disiplinahin nila mga sarili nila. Kung maaari. Kasi, tayo naman makikinabang pwedeng pakinabangan sa mga natural resources natin.
Personal experience.
Sa personal experience ko nga ito, personal experience ko, based sa personal experience ko, nung talaga ako bilang sa Environment Protection Division, nung unang salang ko yan, noong 2013, nung unang clean up ko, halos sumuka ako sa baho talaga. Talagang sumuko po talaga ako. Talaga ako rin, diring-diri po ako nung una. Ngayon po, habang tumatagal, nalilinis, gumaganda na po ang amoy ng mga kailugan. So, sa ngayon, pag may mga bagyo, ganyan, mapapansin nyo, yung mga basura ngayon sa ilog, almost hindi na siya plastic, more on na yung mga natumbang saging, mga ganun yung kahoy. Pero yung dati talagang basura.
Mas marami po plastic.
Dati. Hindi lang plastic. Ultimo diaper, hayop, na nabubulok, dumi ng tao.
Napapansin niyo po bang mas para bang nag-i-improve po na hindi
Yes, mas malaki improvement nga sabi kung sa data nga namin, based 2016, 2013 kami nag-umpisa, 2013 namin natapos yung data namin, 20% na lang ng basura sa kailugan ngayon. So, ayun maintain na namin yun. So, marami ang LGU, maraming programa na nilalagay na una-una. Sa tulong din ng MMDA, meron na rin kami trash trap. Yun yung natatrap ang basura kung saan part lang sa pwede mag-stay yung basura.
Meron po kayong
Meron akong sample na picture nun. So, sample ko sa inyo.
sino po nagpaano?
Papingit ako sa inyo. Sa tulong ng MMDA, koordinasyon na. Ito yung before namin.
Okay.
Pakita ko sa inyo. Ito yung before. Kanina lang yan. Nakita niyo yung basura. Almost styro, saging, o ano man. Yan ang before. Ito yung during habang ginagawa namin. Natanggal namin yan kanina. And then, kanina lang yan. Mayroon November 17, 8:43 ng umaga. Then, makita nyo dyan ang after. Ito yung video niyan.
Yung ano na po yan, lumulutang po yan o para po siyang net sa ilalim?
Boom siya, trash boom. So, kung gusto niyo ng picture, bigyan ko kayo nitong sample.
Sige po.
Ito yung after.
Ah,
Kita nyo? Yan yung after na. Pakita ko sa ito. Except dyan, buray ko muna to. Nakakita nyo yung after niyan. Yan, after. Yan yung nasa taas na. Yan yung dumping area yung sinasabi ko.
tapos dyan po kukunin
Diyan ko kolektahin. Ngayon, yung manakabasurang yan. Hindi na masako siya, pero may iba nakasako. Well reported yan. Para kung anong klaseng truck ang pupunta dyan, para kolektahin yan. Mamaya wala na yan dyan. Wala to. Ano yun po?
Tapos ano lang po kayo? Bilang lang po kayo naglilinis?
Sa aming naglilinis, sa division namin, 8 lang kaming personnel. So, hindi lang, yes, araw-araw yun. So, hindi lang naman kami ang Lake Management Office ang naglilinis. Meron pa tayo ibang ahensya na naglilinis. Gaya na po ng DNR. Meron po silang taong Estero Ranger. And then, ang ginawa pa rin ng gobyerno, meron ding mandato para sa mga barangay kasi may committee rin sila na for environment. So, kailangan nila maglinis din. So, halos lahat na nakilos. Kaya, sasabi ko sa inyo, ilang percent na lang talaga ang basura. So, kung ito naman, nakita nyo, pinakita ko sa inyo sa ngayon, yun yung kanina lang yan. Nakita mo kung gaano kagad kalinis. Within 3 hours, tinaramba ko siya. Pero, so, ubos, kagad siya, nakita nyo. So, nakita nyo naman lahat kung gaano kakapal yung basura, yung before. Yan yung before, Yan ang before, makakita. Gusto nyo, send ko sa inyo yan.
Sige.
Bigyan ko ngayon ng data niya para may pagbasihan kayo na kung bakit ko nasasabing
Meron po ba pwede pong masalihan na clean up?
yes, willing kami na kung gusto niyo na clean up drive kasi willing kami, mga estudyante rin sa amin nag-clean up para nga minsan ang ginagawa na pag wala kami sa community na lang dyan, dati sa park pinapalinis namin sa mga bata, pero kung gusto niyo mag-clean up drive, maka-experience ng maglilinis sa ilog, willing din kami, bibigay lang kayo ng letter sa amin at para yung formal letter na kasi kayo mga minor age, kailangan may pahintot galing sa school at kailangan ma-aprobahan ng namumuno sa amin ng FA namin. Forma para ma-schedule kung kailan at i-explain namin kung paano yung tamang procedure. Unang-una yung safety ng mga maglilinis and also yung kung paano yung tamang paglinis proper way lalo na sa ilog.
Plastic also acts as sponges for dangerous substances. They absorb contaminants such as persistent organic pollutants and heavy metals from the surrounding water. When ingested, these toxic substances enter the bodies of marine animals and can spread throughout the food chain. Since most plastics are buoyant, they travel easily through wind and ocean currents, spreading pollution in remote areas like Antarctica, far from where they are originally produced or used. This crisis doesn't only affect wildlife, it also harms people. In the Philippines, fishermen are among those most affected. Some report that they now catch more plastic than fish in a single day. This pollution causes a decline in fish stocks, indirectly reducing the livelihoods and income of coastal communities that depend on the sea. Plastic waste also worsens flooding in cities and towns. Discarded plastic bags, bottles, and food wrappers often clog drainage systems and waterways. When heavy rain comes, these blockages prevent water from flowing freely, leading to severe flooding. Floodwaters take longer to recede, increasing property damage, health risks, and disruptions to daily lives. The effects extend to tourism as well. In scenic areas like Cebu, rising volumes of waste and untreated wastewater are beginning to overwhelm natural attractions. Polluted beaches and marine debris that make once beautiful destinations less appealing to visitors. Coastal communities that depend on diving, swimming, and island hopping suffer when tourists stay away. Ironically, tourism itself also contributes to increased waste generation, including plastics worsening the pollution of coastlines and natural sites.
Yes, malaki epekto yan. Unang sa kalusugan ng mga community kasi ang basura is mabaho. So yung amoy pa lang yun, hindi na kaaya-aya para sa mga taong bayan. Malaking epekto po sa kalusugan nila. At saka, halimbawa, kaya nangingitim din ang ating mga ilog. Halimbawa, may damit, may nakuha kami damit dyan. Yung damit na nabubulok, kapag hinango mo siya sa ilog, nagiging itim yung tubig. Kasi sa kanila nanggagaling yung nagiging black sand na yung ano niya eh. Parang black sand na tawag. Kaya ang amoy nila is hindi na kaya-aya. Masangsang na amoy.
Pwede kasi na ano talaga yun. Kasi ang plastic ng una, mahirap matunaw yan eh. Ano yan, pag magbarado sa Green Hills yan, hindi basa-basa maano yan. Di ba meron dati Mayor dati dito sa Aldrin, bawal ang plastic. Kasi ang plastic talaga.
Bawal pa rin po.
Ngayon, marami naman taong matitigas ang ulo, hindi naman nasusunod yon. Kaya dumadami pa rin ang gumagamit ng plastic na yun.
With all these impacts on the environment, wildlife, human health, livelihoods, and the economy, one question remains. What's behind the Philippines plastic pollution crisis? Our plastic waste crisis is deeply connected to our cultural habit known as tingi culture. The use of single-use plastics have become so normal in our everyday lives that we barely notice it anymore. We buy and throw away items that we use only for a few minutes. Snack wrappers, shampoo sachets, and instant coffee packs without realizing that these plastics will remain on Earth for hundreds of years. What's once begun as a matter of convenience has now turned into a deeply rooted system that fuels plastic pollution. The idea of tingy culture originally came from a place of practicality and resourcefulness. It is the Filipino habit of buying products in small, affordable portions, just enough for a day or two, because not everyone can afford to buy in bulk. This tradition once reflected that thriftiness and simplicity, helping families manage their budget wisely and avoid waste. People bought only what they needed when they needed it. But over time, large corporations saw an opportunity to profit from this cultural habit. They began producing and selling products in small single-use sachets, promoting them as affordable and convenient options for low-income households. While this made necessities more accessible to many, it also created an enormous dependency on single-use plastic packaging. These plastic sachets are among the most difficult types of waste to recycle. Made from multiple layers of plastic and foil, they are designed to preserve the freshness of products, but nearly impossible to process. Most junk shops and material recovery facilities refuse to accept them because they have little to no recycling value. As a result, these sachets often end up clogging drainage systems, polluting rivers, and floating in the ocean, contributing heavily on the country's growing mountain of plastic waste.
Ang una kong talagang pinakarason po dyan is kung bakit po dumadaming basura. Dapat po sana ay mga taong bayan magkaroon po ng disiplina. So ang sinasabi ko nga po na kung maaari, libre naman ang paghahakot ng pagkokolekta ng basura, wala naman siyang bayad. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng programa ang ating local government ng gano'n. Kung maaari, ilagay nila sa tamang lagayan at itapon sa tamang dumping area para kolektahin yung mga basura.
Ano po, kunyari po bumabagyo,
Oh.
tapos naapektuhan po ba itong tindahan?
Oo, kasi pag unang bagyo, walang tao. Kami ang nagbabantay ng bewog.
Hindi niyo po,
Hindi na, binabantayan ko kasi maraming magnanakaw rito.
hindi niyo po siya nilinis.
Inaano ko na lang ng ganyan. Kasi sanay, na, sanay naman ako sa ano rito. Pero kinakabahan ako, baka tangayin ako ng hangin eh.
Dito po kayo
Na-
pag ginagawa.
Oo, nung nakarami ba, may bagyo. Dito lang ako, yan, sira-sira nga yung payong ko eh. Pero meron ako pampalit, di ko pa kasi, merong darating pa kasing bagyo ngayon. Hanggang December pa yan. Kaya saka ko na lang lilinisin yan.
Basa po kayo dito. Pag
Oo.
ano.
Basta talaga ako, ano yung damit ko, yung mga damit ko, papalit ako. Lagi
Pero
naman,
hindi po kayo dito nakatira.
hindi, tinagano. Ang bahay ko doon sa Purokdos. Dito lang ang pwesto ko.
Hindi po ba mahirap na dito po yung pwesto po niya sa
Mahirap din kasi matumal.
ano
Kasi
po ba yun?
matumal, wala masyadong customer. Kasi doon na minsan umaga, doon ang mga estudyante. Kasi may arang na dyan. Yan, katulad, pag may naliligaw lang ng mga customer, kung gustong bumili, makakabili kami. Katulad nyo, naligaw kayo. Magkakaroon ako ng customer.
It's heartbreaking to realize that something that was once represented Filipino practicality and creativity has now become a major environmental problem. What started as a culture of simplicity has been twisted by consumerism and poor waste management. If we truly want to address the plastic waste crisis, we need to rethink how we buy, how companies package their products, and how we can return to a lifestyle that values sustainability over convenience. Our teen culture, once rooted in practicality and thrift, has evolved into a system that fuels plastic waste. What has begun a smart way to make ends meet has now become a major contributor to our environmental crisis, and the effects are everywhere in our rivers, coastlines, and even the food we eat. The Philippines is now facing a serious plastic waste problem, producing about 2.7 million tons of plastic every year, with around 20% ending up in our oceans. Our dependence on single use plastics and the influence of teen culture have made convenience one of the biggest drivers of pollution. But despite how widespread the issue is, it is not too late to make a difference if we all take an action together.
Or garbage. Anong dapat na step na ginagawa ng mga community, segregate nila yung mga garbage nila, yung mga basura nila. Dapat nakasegregate yung plastic, nakasegregate yung mga decompose at non-decompose. Dapat sinesegregate nila yon. Kasi may mga kumukolekta ng mga basura natin. Daily yon.
Ay dapat kailangan magtulong-tulong o kaya kung sino mga ano rito, presidente, kailangan magtulong ng mga bayanihan, maglilinis, katulad niyan.
Each of us has the power to help. On an individual level, we can start by practicing the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. To protect our environment, we can reduce by cutting down what we buy, saying to no single-use plastics, and choosing products with little to no packaging, buying in bulk, conserving electricity and water, and planning meals to avoid food waste and also minimize what we throw away. We can reuse by bringing our own eco bags, bottles, and containers, repairing or repurposing old items, and donating usable items instead of tossing them out. Choosing refillable or long lasting products, or sharing and borrowing items can also make a lasting difference. Finally, we can recycle by cleaning and sorting recyclables properly, joining local recycling programs, and supporting brands that use recycled materials. These small, consistent actions may seem simple, but together they make a huge impact. They reduce landfill waste, conserve resources, and lessen pollution. Studies show that reducing and reusing have the greatest environmental benefits compared to recycling alone. Across Asia, experts emphasize that following the 3R principles remain one of the most effective ways to combat both pollution and climate change. By turning these practices into daily habits, we make small yet powerful steps toward a cleaner and cleaner future. Beyond individual actions, our communities play an important role too. We can participate in cleanup drives to remove litter and strengthen unity, join Waste for Rice programs that encourage people to correct recyclables in exchange for essentials, and make eco bricks that turn non-biodegradable plastic into useful building materials. We can also help by spreading awareness through school, social media, and barangay campaigns so that more people understand how their choices affect the environment. Communities can also collaborate with the local government to improve waste collection systems, support plastic bans, and encourage recycling incentives. These collective efforts, though seemingly small, can prevent million tons of plastics from polluting our oceans each year.
Yes, yun na nga, nagkakaroon nga ng programa ang LGU sa paglilinis ng mga kailugan para matanggal ang mga basura.
Kayo po, ano po ba ang mga ginagawa niyo para po dito asan yung pag-ano ng plastic dito sa...
Ay, ako tinutulungan ko pag halimbawa doon. May customer ako. Kunyari bumili ng palamig. Iniiwan na lang doon sa gilid. Minsan dinadampot ko na lang. Minsan may nagkakape, naiiwan doon. Kinukuha ko kasi para hindi naman na ano sa mga tao na may upo. Nakikita naman doon. Ako na lang dumadampot. Nilalagay ko na lang doon sa basura.
The government, too, has a major role to play. One key measure is Extended Producer Responsibility Act of 2022, or Republic Act 11898, which requires companies to take the responsibility for the plastic packaging they produce. Businesses must collect, recycle, or properly dispose of their plastic waste and meet annual recovery targets, starting at 20% at 2023 and rising to 80% by 2028. The law also promotes collaboration through producer responsibility organizations and rewards compliant companies with tax incentives, while those who fail to comply faces fines. The ERP Act also pushes the country towards a circular economy where materials are reused and waste is minimized.
Ang local government, ang LGU, ay gumagawa ng hakbang upang masolve ang mga problema sa basura. Unang-una, ang ginagawa ng local government, nagkakandak ng cleanup drive, number 1 yon. Ngayon, ang Lake Management Office ay merong division ng Environment Protection Division. Araw-araw kami naglilinis ng mga kailugan at tinatanggal namin ang mga basura sa mga patubigan ng mga kailog.
Naku, kung ako tatanungin, marami akong gusto kong ano. Unang-una sa ano ko, sa LT ko kasi may sakit ako.
Ano pong
Yung kunyari, gusto kong humingi ng mga tulong sa government.
ano po yan eh? Kung meron po kayong medical
Oh, yun. Minsan nakakahingi rin ako sa vice. Yan.
kay Labay.
Oh, nakakahingi rin ako diyan ng ano yung sinatawag na assistant medical ba 'yon?
Apo, alam po ba yun sa SSD po?
Oo, yun.
But, meron pa po bang sa tingin mo meron pa po bang magiging projects ang government sa pag-ano ng plastic waste po?
Marami pa, pinaghahandaan pa rin yan kung pinag-uusapan kung paano pa magiging solusyon para maano yung ano. Unang-una, naging solusyon sa atin dito, bawal na ang plastic bag. So sa mga solusyon na ginawa ng gobyerno yan, nagbawal na yung mga plastic bag, kaya pinalitan natin ng eco bag o sako bag.
Another important law is the Ecological Solid Waste Management of 2000, or Republic Act 9003, which promotes an ecological and systematic approach to managing solid waste. It encourages segregation, recycling, composting, and proper disposal while discouraging harmful practices like incineration. The law highlights the shared responsibility of national and local governments, the private sector, and the public in managing waste effectively. It also promotes education, resource recovery, community participation to build sustainable habits and reduce waste regeneration right from its source. Together, Through the combined efforts of individuals, communities, and the government, we can begin to break free from our dependence on single-use plastics and transform the way we consume and dispose. Change won't happen overnight, but every mindful action brings us closer to a future where our environment, our people, and our culture can thrive in harmony once again. Across the Philippines, the story of plastic waste continues to unfold. From cities to rivers that lead to the sea, plastic has become a part of our everyday life and a growing threat to our oceans. Every day, tons of plastic flow into the water. Bottles, wrappers, and bags were used for only a few minutes stay in the ocean for hundreds of years. They travel with the currents, breaking down into smaller pieces that enter the food we eat, the air we breathe, and the world that we depend on.
Una-una kasi ang plastic, ang plastic, tinapon sa ilog. Ang plastic kasi una hindi naman yan nabubulok eh. Diba? Alam naman natin na hindi nabubulok ang plastic. So, kailangan siyang tanggalin sa mga waterways kasi isa sa nagpupulit ang ilog kasi ang mga isda ay possible hindi na mabuhay pa.
Ang maganda dapat yan yung mga hindi mo rin kasi, ito kasing lawa na to, kahit anong linis mo, minsan, hindi mo malaman kung saan nanggagaling yung plastic. Minsan, nanggagaling din doon. Kahit, minsan, alam mo kung ito na to, minsan walang tubig yan. May tupad dito pinapalinisan yan Laging malinis yan. Hindi, tapos pagkatagal-tagal na naman, pag bumabagyo, dami na naman ng plastic, di marami kung saan nanggagaling yan.
Marine animals mistake plastic for food. Coral reefs suffocate under layers of debris. Fishermen return with fewer catches and coastal communities with polluted shores. What was once a source of life is now filled with waste we left behind. Still, we see efforts to make things better. People are taking action, organizing cleanups, recycling, reducing their plastic waste, and finding alternatives in their daily lives. Some communities are proving that even small actions can create change.
So ah, sana maging maayos. Ito, based on sa experience namin, year 2013, ang water pollution and waterways sa mga ilog is halos hindi mo na makita ang tubig. So, nandun na yung ang number one, yung water lily, nasa kailugan na, mga plastic, basura, tinatapon nila ang mga hayop, minsan nakakuha kami ng tao, napatay, o ano naman. After nung na-turn over sa amin, 2006-2013, itong kasalukuyan na nangyayari. Mula sa downstream to upstream, almost 20% na lang ang wastewater na nakukolekta namin. Kasi yung 80% nagawa na namin sila, solusyonan na namin sila. Kung paano namin ginawa yun, sa pamamagitan ng pagtutulungan ng mga community, nagkaroon kami nga ng clean-up drive, mga volunteer, mga office mate namin, o mga co-employee na nag-clean up drive yan. Lagi. Nagkaroon kami quarterly, meron kami quarterly clean-up.
Oo, kailangan sa ganito. Kasi pag maganda ang mo rito, dadayuin to Pag maganda, kunyari, malinis, nakita sa post, maganda pala sa bayanan, punta tayo doon. Maganda ang doon. Pero kung makita mo doon, diba?
But these efforts are only the beginning. For every bag collected, there are still millions more floating in our seas. For every policy passed, there are still habits still hard to break. And for every success story, countless challenges are still waiting ahead. The truth is, we don't know if we can completely undo the damage we've done. The problem is too large, and time is running out. But giving up only means a future where oceans remain filled with plastic instead of life. Our progress will depend on what we chose to do, not tomorrow, but today. Each decision we make, each piece of plastic we refuse, And each act of care can bring us closer to a cleaner and safer oceans.
Unang-una, ang message ko sa mga publiko, kung maaari, disiplinahin nila sarili nila. Kasi kailangan po, may mga panuntunan tayo na kailangan natin sundin. Unang-una, may proyekto ang ating solid waste na ihiwalay, ay segregate ang mga plastic, mga hindi nabubulok, at yung kailangan yung biochemical plastic, mga biochemical waste, kapit hiwalay siya. So, except doon, ang LGU, dito pa, sasagutin ko pa dito sa anong ginagawa ng government, ang LGU, meron ding programa na kolektahin ang mga basura every day. Umpisa po sila ng umaga hanggang gabi. Almost 24/7 po sila nag-ngolekta ng basura.
Like, pupunta po kayo dun sa ilog, kayo po.
Kami taga-Ilog, halimbawa kami po ay nag-clean up drive. Sinako po na, sinegregate po namin yon. I-report namin yun sa magkokolekta ng basura. So, pupuntahan siya ng truck para kolektahin po yung mga nakasakong basura. Araw-araw po ay naka-report, will communicate, bawat trabaho namin, pagkatapos namin mahango yung mga basura sa ilog, ipapasa namin sa monitoring yun para yung dispatching area, yung dispatching ng truck, papuntahan po yung area para kolektahin po yung basura. Ngayon naman sa mga community, ang LGU ay may programa na mangolekta ng basura sa araw-araw. Alas 24/7 po sila nangongolekta ng basura. Meron po silang day shift and night shift. Yan po yung makikita nyo yung kulay blue na Lunel truck.
So, pupunta po sila sa ilog.
Hindi lang sila ilog. Hindi lang sa ilog sila pumupunta. Pumupunta rin sila sa mga village, community. May mga area na dumping area, kukolektahin nila yung mga basura. Kaya naglagay ang LGU ng dumping area sa kada community kung saan pipick upin ang mga basura nila. Kaya ang halos mga community natin ngayon, hindi na gaya natin na almost hirap sila magtapon ng basura kung saan na lang. So meron pa rin talaga sa ngayon. Kasi kalukuyan, meron pa rin sa ngayon na itatapon ng basura sa ilog. So, yun pa rin ang mensahe namin na kung maaari, huwag na lang itapon ng basura sa ilog kasi talagang yung ilog po ay kinukuha na po natin ng water resources po natin. Yan din po kumukuha ng tubig ang Maynilad.
Ang sasabihin ko, sabi ko sa ay ang ano ko dapat na masabi sa kanila, dapat marunong silang umano sa yung kalat nila, dapat nila, ilagay sa tamang lagyan. Huwag na lang pakalat-kalat. Kasi iba dyan, hindi naman taga rito. Okay na sa kanila, itapon doon. Tapon ganyan. Minsan dumadayo, yung isa pa rin yun. Kung lang iba rito, napapagsabihan naman yung mga taga rito eh. Kasi minsan mayroon sa kanilang mga barangay dyan, pag nakita may mga plastic, doon sa kanila, pinapadampot. Yung iba karamihan taga rito na hindi taga rito. Tinatapon yung mga plastic, yung mga, yung makaramihan dito eh.
We can turn the tide. We can build a future where our sea are free of plastics and our communities are thrive once again. But whether we reach that future or not, that is something only we can decide. The future of our oceans and of our country is in our hands.